Weekends confirmed. So sit back and enjoy yourself, cause your weekend's been confirmed. Oh yeah, it's time again, and your weekend's confirmed.
It's a northern.
Half rack of beer? Come on.
Heard of that
Half rack of beer.
12.
Half rack.
Half rack.
Half rack.
You hear he got fired?
Half rack.
Yeah.
What?
If you didn't want if you didn't want somebody to say dirty jokes, racist jokes, you shouldn't have hired Gilbert Godfrey.
Exactly.
Wait.
That's what he does. That's like what he's done for
Affleck
30
fired him
years.
because
But
he
it's
tweeted
like-
all that shit about Japan. He made all those jokes about Japan on his
I
Twitter.
missed this.
Which is
very
horrible, but
insensitive.
it's...
Why would he do that? That's just stupid.
It's Gilbert
It's
Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrey.
That's his humor, right?
He's made a career telling
Being an
insensitive
asshole, right?
jokes.
You want me to find these jokes real quick? Because they were...
I think I know most of them, but we probably shouldn't say them because they're pretty insensitive.
That's horrible. I mean, but it's Gilbert Godfrey.
It's tragedy plus time. You have to have the plus time part.
I don't know. Like the whole comedian thing. They're always offensive, right?
The whole comedian thing. That's right.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Who knew? If only that Christian Spicer guy was here. He's such a douchebag.
He'll be here next week. We
You know
can
what?
tell him live.
Christian, you're actually a douche waffle.
Wow.
Or a douche crumpet.
Oh,
You're a douche crumpet.
here comes the hate.
Look it up.
Oh.
Like I said,
Yeah, they're not saying, so we'll just...
I'm never gonna be
surprise
absent
them 6 or
from the show.
12 or-
No one will come.
Keep in mind, it is St. Patrick's Day. But then you get beer
Toity
purchases.
toity toy.
Although I'm not wearing green because I forgot. I was only thinking about it.
Looks like somebody's getting pinched.
Yeah, I meant to.
Pinched.
Bar later.
I just totally didn't realize that. I walked into this. I was like, hey, I was like, happy national holiday. They're like, which one? And I'm like, the basketball one. Like, and he's like, what about the other one? I'm like, oh yeah, St. Patrick's Day today. My bad.
How much Dragon Age 2 have you played?
I don't know, 8 hours maybe. So.
I just had my first homosexual experience in Dragon Age 2 right before I came over.
I hope you got that on tape.
Yes.
You got that on tape? Yes? Nice.
Did you have one in Dragon Age 1?
I gave you a nice edit point too. I did not have one in Dragon Age 1. I had many. Dragon Age 2
Amy,
makes
is there
it
something
much
you need to
easier to
tell
go
us
gay.
about Jeff?
Like it's really difficult to go hetero, which I was trying for. But gay, they're like throwing themselves at you.
Yeah, you get those little responses with
Yeah.
the heart icon on them or whatever.
I had two dudes who are just like throwing themselves at me. I'm like, well, and then Amy got all excited. She's like, do it. and so it's like he's like full on like.
Your mics aren't
bare-chested.
on yet, but I'm really interested in why your girlfriend wants you to go gay.
She didn't want me to go gay. She wanted to see the gay in the game. She probably wants me to go gay. She isn't hearing any of this. Yeah. And then it's like it gets all complicated.
Well, because then they're like competing with each other.
You
and
need
they
this,
want
or
you
was
to
it the
dump
question?
The other one
That
and
was
just
the
make
question.
them-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think at one point I was sleeping with every single person in my camp in Dragon Age 1. I was such a little slut.
Wow.
Did you have the baby with
I
Morgan?
came in, I was like, what? This guy's
yeah,
awesome.
she had a baby, but she left or whatever, like she does, and I think she was.
It's alright,
my
Jeff just
child.
explained that he had his
but then
first
I was
homosexual
long-term
encounter.
with the good girl.
Oh, you were.
Totally came in on the wrong
She was
part of this
boring for
conversation.
me. I was
The
like,
good girl was so boring. Why were you interested in
I was
her?
all about Morgan.
All about Morgan.
Because she had huge tracts of land.
Dude, as long as you're in
That's the thing
fantasy
about
world,
that game is that everyone has huge tracts of land. His mom in Dragon Age 2, it's like, Jesus.
Yeah, well,
She's
And they're all covered in blood the whole time.
oh yeah, that's like blood bukkake.
the best
that they
part of
make.
the video game is
It's serious.
Super hot.
you never have to take this girl home to mom. So she can be that one that you never have to take home to mom. That's perfect.
Yeah. Did you see how she was dressed, Morgan? She was asking for it.
On the road. So, open segment, we've got James Stevenson, Senior Community Manager for Insomniac Games here. We're going to talk Ratchet and Resistance when he wants to, and otherwise we have all sorts of other stuff. He brought a huge list of what he's been playing, including Killzone 3, Fallout New Vegas, Professor Layton, Ghost of Sparta, Dead Space iPad. I heard that shit sucks.
I wouldn't say that.
Andrea Renee was in here. Have you met her before?
No.
She does like the Mahalo video game show,
Uh-huh.
and she's like repping that for us, and it looks really beautiful on the screen. Like it looks Infinity Blade pretty almost.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we're like, oh, that's really cool, and all the listeners are like, yeah, that shit's terrible. Try playing it.
No. Well, yeah, I think I put it on easy.
So Homefront, you finished Homefront.
Did.
I've got tons of Homefront, and Homefront is a hot topic, so we should talk about that some. We're also going to talk about Homefront in the news.
Okay.
Because there's a ton of stories around that, from the crazy ping-ponging of their review scores, the crash of THQ stock, the sales numbers that they then kicked out, and the weirdest one of all is one of the senior designers at DICE, like, not really cracking back on them, but making light of their situation and then sort of offering them that they are hiring at DICE.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a little... Especially considering DICE owned those guys when they hired them out of Desert Combat and then got rid of them before they became their own studio for THQ.
It's a little early to be, like, I mean,
Like,
it's
the
a
day
shift.
of release? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was tough.
Well, home,
I don't think he intended
home is
it
where
as
the war is.
I don't think he
Same.
intended it as a dick move, but we'll talk about that. So we've got that in the news. We've got you got Dragon Age 2. Jesus Christ. You went back to Epic Mickey?
I want to talk Epic Mickey.
That's me.
Oh, that's you, Jeff.
I did.
So we got Dragon Age 2.
Epic Mickey's. It'd be fun to talk about that.
Man, we got too much to get through. I'm going to say we hold Fight Night Champion. You good with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'd like to talk Patapon 3. And I don't need to necessarily talk Terra if you don't want to, but I thought I'd love to get your opinion. Did you see Terra at GDC?
did.
Do you have an
Remember we talked about the... Yeah, I have an opinion.
Can we talk about it on the show?
No, we talked about it on the pre-show.
Yeah.
We talked about the awesome presentation. Those
That's
guys
right. We did last week, and we didn't talk about it on the show. We really should talk about it for 5 minutes. All right, so that's going to fill segments 1 and 2.
We never talk about anything for 5 minutes, but just so you know.
That's because we have lasting power.
Come on.
Is that the same as staying power?
It's stamina. It's stamina, baby.
All right.
We got stamina up in here. We have a special listener edition, which I want to tease on the mashup. Cruel Legacy contributed guitar riffs to this week's mashup tune,
Sweet.
which comes from the Dragon Age campfire conversation.
All right.
And then I have a ton of questions from the Shacknews feed and from Twitter, and they're like old school stuff. Remember, like what 4 Minute Warning used to be like? They're like old school
Rapid
questions
fire.
like that. So I'm basically just going to listen as soon as the conversation starts to flag a little bit. I'm just going to be listening to the next one. If you really don't like it, too bad. And then we got news. We got I got earthquake stuff. I've got NPDs. I've got what else is interesting out of here? It's fucking social gaming at Insomniac.
Yeah.
You know I had to bring that up.
You should have.
Yeah, I had to bring that
That
up.
should be fun.
And Free Realms finally showing up on PS3. RuneScape guys making Transformers MMO. And that's it. And then we've got finishing moves at the end. There you go.
Sweet.
That's the show.
T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Weekends confirmed.